What should we ask the tarot today? I have my Ask the Tarot Love and Abundance Edition Oracle deck that I designed myself. The vault has been reopened. I have a very few of my original Oracle cards that are listed there. So if you're interested, I would suggest having a peek. Is there anyone else that you need to be aware of? Okay, let's pull tarot and then we will pull some oracle. So Spirit, for the viewer, may we please have a look? Is there anyone else that they need to be aware of? Who do they need to be aware of? Okay, bottom of the deck, we've got the Three of Swords. We have got the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Five of Cups. This feels like someone who's coming back in. Let's pull a couple of oracle. This feels like somebody from the past who's coming back in. What do we need to know about this, please, Spirit? We have got obsession. We've got wholesome. And bottom of the deck, we've got self-awareness. So what I'm really feeling here is that the cards are revealing a narrative of a past energy. It definitely is coming up as someone from the past for me. And their energy is still lingering in the background. And it is someone whose presence or memory could really be impacting your connection or your peace of mind. And this is the Knight of Swords. In this particular deck, they call it the Knight of Crystals. And this suggests that this person, they might have rushed in and rushed out of your life, leaving words unsaid or wounds unhealed. The Ace of Swords really points to truth and clarity that is needing to surface. And then we have these Three of Swords, and this confirms past heartbreak or emotional entanglement that still might be casting a shadow. We see this Self card, the Mirror, and this reminds you that what is playing out externally could be reflecting inner healing that is calling for your attention, or that you have already completed, especially here with this wholesome card. Now this obsession card, I really believe that that is talking about their energy. So what I'm getting with this Five of Cups is that at one point in time, it might have been you that was left carrying the sadness and the confusion, but now the other person is feeling this loss. And with this obsession card, it feels like they're the ones that are fixating now on what was and haunted by what they walked away from too soon. So this feels like it's a reading for those who once felt abandoned or heartbroken, but now really sense the energy has shifted. And if you're wondering whether someone from your past is realizing what they've lost, and if their thoughts are still circling you, then this reading is possibly for you. So the very first card that we had out was the Knight of Swords. And this card often speaks of fast-moving energy, someone who charges into a situation with determination or passion and intensity, but does not always have the staying power to see things through. And in your reading, this knight represents the person who rushed in, making a very dramatic entrance into your life, perhaps stirring up hope and excitement and possibility, only to leave just as swiftly, leaving a trail of questions in their wake. Now, in this particular deck, we can see them riding in on a unicorn, and this is a creature that's very symbolic of purity and rarity and idealism, and this hints that they might have presented themselves as someone special, or you knew that they were someone who was meant to be special to you, maybe someone with whom you had a soul contract. So this connection, it might have felt magical and destined and rare at the time. We can also see that they're holding this crystal, and this suggests that they carried a truth or a clarity that maybe they weren't ready to face or to share. We can see that there's the wind that is blowing through the scene, and this amplifies that sense of urgency of being carried along by forces that they didn't fully control, or decisions that were made hastily without anchoring in reflection. And I'm feeling that this person may be left with either sharp words or left in a real hurry. And now they are left reckoning with the impact of those impulsive choices, especially in the light of these other cards that we've drawn. Now, moving on from this Knight of Crystals, we're going to shift into this Ace of Crystals, also known as the Ace of Swords. And traditionally, this is a card of truth and clarity and breakthroughs, and it represents the moment when confusion clears and understanding dawns. So this is when the fog lifts and when you or they finally see what must be seen. And in this particular deck, the crystal really appears very similar to the crystal that this knight once clutched, and now is suspended gently, almost reverently above the hand. And the shift in posture, it tells an important story. So where once there was force and haste, with this knight gripping it tightly, rushing forward, there is now care and respect and recognition of the weight of its truth. It is no longer something to seize or to yield impulsively. It is something to honor and to consider deeply. To me, this crystal looks like it's almost levitating, and this suggests that the truth or the insight at the heart of this situation is powerful. It doesn't need to be forced. The truth will rise naturally when the time is right. And there's this sense that this person or the connection itself is moving into a phase where truth must be handled delicately with integrity and without distortion. There is an element of potential here, at least an opportunity for honest communication. We then have this Three of Swords, or the Three of Crystals, in this deck, and this is the classic card of heartbreak and loss and emotional pain. And in this deck, the imagery, it speaks volumes. We can see that the heart is pierced by sharp crystals, and the rain is falling steadily in the background. It paints a vivid picture of sorrow and tears and deep wounding. And I feel that this was once your pain. It feels as though the roles have reversed though, and that the other person is now facing this storm. The remorse that they may have ignored or denied is catching up with them, and the emotional weight that they once placed on you is now their burden to carry. And with that, there is this poetic justice here, not out of cruelty, but as part of the natural balance of soul connections. We've got two cards that mention self, and these really symbolize that your growth has come from facing truths and healing old wounds and choosing your path consciously. You've really stepped into your power, and it shows. This wholesome card, it speaks of how you have been striving for peace and balance and alignment, and it suggests that your heart, while once broken, has been piecing itself back together with care, and that your intentions now are rooted in integrity and authenticity. And then we land on obsession, and this is their energy now, where they may have run or dismissed the depth of this connection before. They are now the one who cannot look away, and you are in their mind, their heart, their dreams. What once was your longing may now be theirs, as they realize what they've lost, and it haunts them. As always, this is a reminder that this is a collective reading, and if you would like your own private reading, there is a link within my bio. Once again, these beautiful cards that I have designed are available. You'll have to scroll down here